The Season 3 teaser just revealed which beloved character dies giving birth, and it's going to destroy you. Everyone's talking about Squid Game Season 3's teaser, but they completely missed the darkest clues hiding in plain sight. I went frame by frame through this twisted preview and found evidence of mothers hunting their own children, underground rebellions, and a baby's cry that changes everything we thought we knew. Let's talk about that opening shot because it's honestly genius in the most twisted way possible. 𝐕𝐲 gets wheeled into that room in a black coffin, and everyone just stares. But here's what most people missed. He's not dead. His eyes snap open. He's very much alive, which makes this entrance 1,000 times more messed up. See, this isn't just dramatic flair. This is pure psychological torture, and the VIPs know exactly what they're doing. Remember how Season 2 ended? Our boy 𝐕𝐲 made that phone call, promising to end these sick games once and for all. He had that fire in his eyes, that determination. He was going to be the hero who finally brought justice. Well, the VIPs heard him loud and clear, and their response? Absolutely diabolical. They're not just bringing him back as another player, they're delivering him like he's already a corpse. The message is crystal clear. You tried to kill our game, so we killed the hero in you. But it gets worse. Look at the next shots. 𝐕𝐲 handcuffed to a bunk bed, surrounded by guards while other players line up to vote. Notice what's missing? He doesn't get to participate. No voice, no choice, no agency. The system that once gave him hope through democratic voting has now completely silenced him. This is what makes Squid Game so brilliant at psychological horror. They could have just shot 𝐕𝐲 and been done with it. Instead, they're keeping him alive to watch his own failure play out over and over again. Every game, every death, every moment of suffering, he gets to witness it all while being completely powerless to stop it. The frontman doesn't want 𝐕𝐲 quiet because he's dangerous. He wants him broken, humiliated, turned into living proof that rebellion is futile. And honestly, looking at those dead eyes when he opens that coffin, it seems like they've already succeeded. This entrance sets the tone for everything that follows. Season 3 isn't just about survival anymore, it's about the complete destruction of hope itself. 𝐕𝐲 went from being the player's savior to becoming their cautionary tale. The man who promised to end the game has become its greatest advertisement for why resistance is pointless. Now let's dive into this new game because it's absolutely diabolical. At first glance, it looks almost innocent. Players approach this giant gumball machine, turn the handle, and get a colored ball. Red or blue. Simple, right? Wrong. Dead wrong. Here's how this nightmare works. Red ball means you get a knife and become a hunter. Blue ball means you get a key and become the hunted. But here's the twisted genius. The game doesn't just randomly assign roles, it strategically destroys relationships. The most heartbreaking example? Player 149, 𝐿𝐵𝐲, the mother we saw fighting so hard to survive in Season 2. She draws red. Her son, player 007, 𝐿𝐵𝐿𝐴, draws blue. The game just turned a mother into her son's potential killer. There's this shot of her completely shattered, sobbing uncontrollably, and you can see the exact moment her world ends, because she knows what this means. Either she kills her own child with her own hands, or she stands by and watches someone else on her red team do it for her. Both options destroy her soul completely. But wait, it gets worse. This isn't a solo mission. It's team-based, so even if 𝐿𝐵𝐲 can't bring herself to hurt her son, her teammates can. Maybe she freezes up when the moment comes. Maybe she tries to protect him, doesn't matter. The system has already won because it's turned love into a weapon. Looking at the other assignments, we see the pattern everywhere. 𝐕𝐲 pulls red. Of course he does. They want him to have blood on his hands again. Hyunju gets blue, making her a target. The young team gets red, while player 100 gets blue. Even player 44, the shaman lady, ends up blue with what looks like her entire following. This game is so much more brutal than the Marbles game from Season 1. In Marbles, you played against a friend, but the game itself delivered the final blow. You didn't have to physically murder them. This time, the game forces you to become the executioner. And here's the psychological torture. Those red players will have to live with their actions forever. Every blue player they catch, every life they take, every scream they hear, that's on them. The system isn't just killing bodies anymore, it's systematically destroying souls and turning victims into monsters. So what happens to those blue players once they get their keys? This is where the game reveals its most disturbing layer of psychological horror. See that massive door shaped like a keyhole near the gumball machine? Those keys aren't just decorative, they're literally the difference between life and death. The blue players have to navigate these maze-like halls, searching for the right doors before time runs out. Sounds like a fair escape room challenge, right? But here's where it gets absolutely twisted. Those keyholes aren't just for unlocking doors, they're for watching. Picture this, you're a blue player, desperately trying to hide, and you see a keyhole. You think it's your salvation, but then you realize someone might be on the other side, watching your every terrified breath. The red players can literally spy on their prey, turning the hunt into a voyeuristic nightmare. We see evidence of this sick system everywhere. There's a shot of someone peeking through a keyhole at player 100. Maybe it's 𝐉𝐸 who also drew red. But with his drug issues, he might not even be following the game rules properly. He could be more dangerous because he's unpredictable. The red boxes scattered throughout the halls? They contain the weapons, knives for the hunters. We even get a leaked shot of 𝐉𝐸 holding a blade, confirming that these aren't just props. The blue boxes likely contain additional keys or maybe tools to help with the escape, but good luck finding them when someone's hunting you. Here's the truly horrifying part. If a red and blue player end up in the same room, the blue player dies instantly. No fighting chance, no negotiation, no mercy. It's like a twisted game of hide and seek where being found means death. The countdown timer we glimpse with 𝐕𝐢𝐝 suggests there's a time limit, adding another layer of pressure. Blue players can't just hide forever. They have to actively solve puzzles, find the right doors, and escape before the clock runs out. Meanwhile, red players are systematically hunting them down like animals. This system creates the perfect storm of psychological terror. Blue players experience pure fear, being hunted, watched, timed. Red players experience guilt and moral destruction, becoming killers and voyeurs. The game doesn't just kill people, it turns human beings into predators and prey, destroying their humanity in the process. And the sick genius of it all? The keys that represent hope for blue players are the same tools that allow red players to spy on them. Here's where things get really interesting. And by interesting, I mean absolutely insane. While everyone's focused on the red versus blue carnage, there's a secret resistance movement happening right under the VIP's noses, and it's way bigger than anyone realized. Let's start with Guard 11, 𝐁𝐸. Remember her from Season 2? Well, she's back, and she's not playing around. There's this shot of her holding a lighter in a room absolutely packed with player files. The look on her face? Pure determination. She's not just planning to burn some paperwork. She's ready to torch the entire system's records, maybe even blow up the whole damn island. But she's not working alone. We see her near those massive vent fans that keep the island running. Is she trying to escape, or is she letting someone in? Because guess who shows up in the teaser wearing a diving suit? 𝐿𝐴. That's right, our detective survived whatever happened at the end of Season 2, and now he's literally diving back into hell. There's a shot of 𝐿𝐴 entering what looks like the VIP lounge or dinner hall. Remember last season when he was working with Captain Park, not knowing the captain was connected to the Frontman? Well, this time he's going in solo and he knows exactly what he's walking into. But here's the twist that nobody saw coming. Player 246, 𝐿𝐴, might still be alive. We see a machine marking a player as dead, and that player looks exactly like him. Last season we watched him get shot after the rebellion failed, but some fans theorized the guards aimed to wound, not kill. Now it looks like 𝐁𝐸 might be faking his death right in the system's own tracking database. Think about it. 𝐿𝐴 on the outside, 𝐁𝐸 on the inside, and 𝐿𝐴 playing dead while moving freely through areas where he's supposed to be a corpse. This isn't just a rescue mission, it's a coordinated takedown of the entire operation. The rebellion in Season 2 failed because it was chaotic and desperate. This time, they're playing the long game. They're using the system's own tools against it. Fake death records, guard uniforms, insider knowledge. While the VIPs are busy watching their new twisted games, they have no idea that their entire operation is being dismantled from within. The question isn't whether they'll succeed, it's whether anyone will be left alive to save by the time they make their move. Now let's talk about something that seems small, but changes absolutely everything. The VIPs are evolving, and it's terrifying. For the first time ever, we see a female VIP sitting at that dinner table with all the old, bored, rich guys. This might seem like just diversity casting, but trust me, it's so much deeper than that. Until now, every single VIP has been the same type. elderly, male, wealthy, and completely detached from human suffering. They treated the games like their personal entertainment system. But introducing a female VIP suggests the games are expanding beyond their original demographic. We're not just dealing with a boys' club anymore. This is becoming a global network of sick entertainment for the ultra-wealthy. The Netflix description even calls them mysterious VIPs, which means there's more to their identities than we know. Are they representing different countries, different industries, or are they part of some larger organization that makes the current games look like child's play? But here's where it gets really wild. There's a line about the frontman being unaware there's a traitor in their midst. That could mean one of these new VIPs is actually working against the system, or more likely it's referring to 𝐲𝐷11's infiltration. Either way, the power structure is cracking from the inside. Speaking of power games, let's talk about that piggy bank from Season 1 making its return. But this time, it's not just sitting there as a prize reminder. It's positioned on a chessboard. This confirms one of the biggest theories about Season 3. Human chess is coming. Imagine this nightmare. Players become living chess pieces on a giant board. Every move costs a life. Every strategy requires sacrifice. Pawns get slaughtered to protect the king. Knights jump over bodies. And the players, they have to follow the moves exactly, even if it means walking into their own death. The chessboard positioning isn't accidental. It's foreshadowing the ultimate game where players lose all individual agency and become literal pieces in someone else's strategy. No more personal choice, no more survival instincts. Just following orders until you're sacrificed for the greater game. This connects perfectly with 𝐸𝐻𝐿's transformation from player to prisoner. He went from being a player with choices to being a piece that others move around the board. And if human chess is really coming, every survivor will face that same fate, becoming pawns in a game they can never win. Alright, here's the moment that's going to absolutely destroy everyone. We need to talk about that baby's cry at the end of the teaser because it reveals the most heartbreaking twist in Squid Game history. Junhee is crying. We hear a baby crying. Most fans immediately thought, oh great, she gave birth and survived. But look closer at the visual clues and you'll realize this is actually the most tragic moment in the entire series. Notice she's not wearing a player vest in that crying scene. This happens after the red versus blue game. She survived the hunt, made it through the terror, and then this. We see Min-gi looking absolutely shattered, completely broken in a way we've never seen before. The only person he ever truly cared about was her. Here's the brutal truth. Junhee dies giving birth. Maybe the baby lives, maybe it doesn't, but she doesn't make it. There's this rumored rule in Korean cinema that pregnant women can't be killed on screen, but Squid Game just shattered that protection. The crying we hear isn't celebration, it's goodbye. But this moment does more than just break our hearts. It might be the key to destroying the entire system. See, there's a shot of the frontman, 𝐴𝐿, and while we don't see him crying, fans believe this is the exact moment he finally breaks. Remember his backstory? His wife was pregnant when she died and he couldn't save her. That loss is what drove him to become the frontman in the first place. So now, hearing a newborn's cry echoing through the very system he runs, seeing a baby born inside this hell he created, that might be the one thing that finally destroys his psychological armor. The frontman has witnessed thousands of deaths without flinching. He's orchestrated unspeakable cruelty. But a baby's first cry in the place where hope goes to die? That sound represents everything he lost, everything he failed to protect, everything he became a monster to forget. This isn't just about Junhee's tragedy. It's about the frontman's origin story coming full circle. His wife's death created the monster. This baby's birth might be what finally kills it. If Season 3 really is the end of 𝐸𝐻𝐿's story, then maybe it's the beginning of the frontman's redemption. Or maybe it's the moment he becomes something even worse. But either way, that baby's cry changes everything we thought we knew about where this story is heading. The Season 3 teaser just revealed a shocking death that rewrites everything we thought we knew about Squid Game. Frame by frame, it unveils mothers hunting children, living coffins, and a rebellion rising from within.